No, I didn't expect to meet Joni when I did. I met her family first, her mother and father first.
My mother and father had rented an apartment that was across the hall from Larry and his roommate Chuck. She said, "Oh, there's these two guys living across the hall from us, and the other one is Larry, and he is the nicest guy."
They used to like to go to this bar, and I worked nights, and I would get off at around 11 o'clock. And so what I would do is, before I went home, I would stop in this bar. I used to sit next to them at the bar, and be reading the paper and having a drink. Some guy that was sitting next to her accused her of taking his change off the bar.
Well, somebody said something derogatory at the bar to my mother, and he was on the other side of my mother.
And I said, no, she didn't do anything. And then he gave her the finger. So I punched him. And I went over the top of her mother, knocked her mother off the stool, and I knocked him off the stool.
And Grandpa Larry leaned over. He was going to punch this guy, and he instead of that, he hit my mom.
And by then, because everybody in this bar was friends of mine, they all came over and broke it up and told this guy to get the hell out of here. And so after that, her mother and father and I became good friends, So every night when I would stop, I would sit with them and have my beer before I went home.
Yeah.
So I came in one night after work, and they're not sitting at the bar, they're sitting in a booth, and they're sitting with Marlene and Carl and this strange girl.
Came back to California. Then I met your grandfather in a bar.
And my God, I thought she was the prettiest thing I ever seen.
Aww.
He had the prettiest eyes and the biggest smile, and he was the nicest person I had ever met, truly.
And then we started talking.
The night that I met him, he was kind of shy.
So I asked her, how's New York?
And he was quite taken with me, being from New York.
Then Joni and I were hitting it off pretty good. I started calling her when I'd get off work, and
But the best kiss, the sweetest kiss I have ever had in my life was from him. And he had his hands in his pocket. And I think the kiss came like on the second day that I knew him.
It was about as romantic as I will ever get.
And we were up at my sister's, and he said, he asked me if I loved him enough to marry him.
I told her I loved her, then she said she loved me. I asked her, do you love me enough to marry me? And she said, yes.
And knew him 3 weeks, and we got married.
3 weeks later, we were married.
It was not like my personality, and it wasn't like his. He was 29 when I met him, and then the 17th we got married.
We went up to Reno and got married in like a courthouse type thing. One of the best pair of jeans I owned.
So anyway, then we got married. We were just like soulmates. I can't describe it.
No, she's the best thing that ever happened to me.